What's up, guys? Peepo here. I always do that, don't I? Whatever. Anyway, getting into the video, today's review is going to be the StringKing Type 3S, the semi-soft version. Before I show you it, I'm going to kind of read off a little bit of what it says. So, Type 3 has a new technology that's called TwistX. It's supposed to give you more accuracy. Compact construction creates a rigid backbone for ultimate consistency. So even though it's soft, it should still have consistent accuracy. Control. Elasticity loads the ball in the channel. Texture improves grip and feel. So I'll get into actually how that does that. Speed. 15% thinner and lighter than Type 2, which I can pretty much attest to. But it also has a little thing right here. It says, for players who prefer a shifting, softer pocket. So if you want your pocket to be able to shift from down low to up high, no matter what position you're playing, Type 3S is the one that you want. Now, what's really cool about what StringKing did with their mesh, and this applies to their Type 3X as well, is that it has a 3-month durability guarantee. Proof of purchase required if you want to get it replaced or if it's torn within that time limit. So 3 months, 3 guaranteed months of use. But so this is Type 3S. I strung it up in a red Cobra X simply because stuff getting in your face. Because it has red labeling, I wanted to put it in a red head so that it would match up. But so Cobra X took it pretty well. We're not going to get into the actual Cobra itself, but the mesh, upon first pulling it out of the packaging, it is extremely soft. Like, I thought it was going to be pretty much the same as Type 2S, but I'd honestly have to say that it is a little bit softer than 2S. It's noticeably softer, but also you can definitely notice the texture change with the TwistX. Here, maybe I can get it close enough to where you guys can see. All right, so if you ever get to see this stuff actually in person, you can see a very definite change in how the strings work, where actually the strings, while they are going into the weaving process to where everything gets interlocked and all that, it actually gets twisted so that it has more friction points. So as an example, if you ever see a rope on a boat, you like your sailor ropes and all that stuff, if you ever look at that rope, you can see that it's twisted. It's like 2 giant cords twisted, and then there's cords inside of those cords, those bigger ones, twisted as well. And that's supposed to create strength. It's supposed to basically make that string or rope or cord even stronger than it originally was. So it makes it stronger. It allows better friction so that it doesn't shift and so on. So the mesh, using that idea, creates vertical strength and horizontal strength on the mesh in all the interlocks. This, like I said, creates friction points or contact on the ball, which will add more grip, whether it's the hard or the soft. And because it's so soft, it will shift. It will be a very shifty pocket. As far as like actual friction to where it like hurts your fingers, no, it doesn't do that. But you can easily feel that there is more contact on whatever you put into the pocket, whether it's your hand, the ball, your glove. You can feel that there is more contact between the mesh and the object. So overall, that creates so much more possibilities to where the mesh is actually going to be able to perform longer. So sometimes you get mesh that it's only good for like maybe 2 months if you're playing in the dirt and so on. If you actually play in the mud and everything with StringKing, when you're done and you just wash it off, it'll be good to go. There shouldn't really be any type of issue when it comes to that. since it is soft, it stretches very easily for your stringing, which was very nice. I remember with Type 1, it wasn't overly easy to string it up because it just didn't seem to stretch enough for me. Type 2, somewhat the same, but and then you have your Type 2 Plus, where I feel that they definitely improved. And then the Type 3, this is the culmination of a lot of things that I felt that they could have improved when it came to the S, to where you can stretch it out, it'll string up pretty much however you want it to, and it's not going to bag out or anything like that. It's just going to perform exactly how you want it as long as you string it properly. But so, definitely a very strong mesh, plenty of contact on the ball. They didn't really change too much of the pattern as far as how to weave it, other than the twist X. But um, very strong. I've tried to put some crazy pressure on this mesh before I ever put it in the head, just to see if it would stretch or break or anything. But it's pretty tough. Um, Very consistent. I strung up two Cobra X's, one with the X, one with the S, and I have to say that as an S, usually you kind of get a little bit of an inconsistency just because it's so soft and the ball goes wherever it wants. Because of the Twist X, it holds its form pretty well for soft mesh, even though it's extremely soft. Um, it's just interestingly consistent. It's crazy, really. You can definitely feel a weight difference as far as the 15%. You can also feel that thickness difference as well. 15% doesn't sound like a whole lot, but once you put both of them in your hands, you can tell the difference. You can feel the difference. You can see the difference. But overall, I think if you're looking for something a little bit better than what you've been using in the past when it comes to performance mesh, and you want something soft, especially if you're a face-off guy or somebody that takes face-offs, or even a D-pole that needs that pocket to the ball just go right into the pocket and go, Type 3S is pretty much coming right up your alley. So it's a solid mesh. I don't hate it. I've always kind of had reservations here and there about StringKing mesh, just because I felt there was always something to improve. But StringKing is definitely one of those companies that actually takes their time and listens to people like myself, or just random people that have an opinion about it. They actually take it to heart what people say, and they're just like, if that's happening with that many people, maybe we should look into that. So StringKing definitely takes their time, and they definitely took their time to create this $25 piece of mesh for a 3-month guarantee. And in some cases, I know people that will use a piece of mesh for a year or longer. I feel that it'll 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 last you. It'll last you. For 25 bucks, I think it's worth it. Whereas drinking the Plus mesh, the 2 Plus, was $30. 25 bucks for a piece of mesh that is above average. Definitely a decent price for that. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope I gave you a little bit of an insight as far as how this mesh works. I definitely like it, although I wouldn't personally use it unless I'm only going to do face-offs or have it on a D-pole. For my short stick, for actual playing midfield and attack, I'd probably lean a little more towards the X. So I will catch you guys later. Thanks for watching. Deuces.